the fluorescent, okay, the power, the AC, and there's nobody there at night. Because they have only one shift like this, but they don't have B shift, they don't have C shift, but still the room are lighting until in the morning. Okay, same also in the field. They don't off the, everything there, the lighting. And you will just be shocked, oh my God, it's already morning, there's no people, but why the light is off? So they are not conserving the energy, the light energy. And the water also sometimes. Okay, they will never, close the faucet, the gate valve, something like that. And we need to educate them also always. But others are knowing that already, only few are forgetting. Okay, so controllable. So fire safety provision, this is always our struggle in this plant. Fire safety provision for the management issue regarding the fire hydrant installation. Our problem now is standing in the crude oil. We have so many fire hydrant there that is not yet installed properly. But I don't know what's the problem of this contractor. Sometimes they don't comply the requirements given by us, or I don't know, for their purchase issue, or I don't know, I don't know, because we give them already the exact safety specifications and requirements that sometimes they don't comply. So, and then sometimes during trial or testing of the hoses, it will just break because the pressure is not enough. So sometimes the contractor are not selected properly. So our struggle here is the selection of the contractors are not being briefed or screened properly by our management. As long as they can get the most cheapest contractors, they don't review their safety performance in their previous projects. Like that, we found difficulty in the site. For example, shutdown now in line 3, we are very busy now. But the most problem there, they will just go after with a money issue. They are cheap to finish the job, to hit the target, so that we can finish this at least 2 weeks in time. But they failed to assess the minimum safety requirements, which are the PPE, mandatory PPE. Okay? Okay, sir, mandatory PPE. Number 2, sir, we're struggling for the requirements for the luller, lifting operation, lifting equipment regulation, because our people also, I don't know, they are engineers, or I don't know if they are not aware to safety because they are not safety professionals. They are not checking also the certifications of the, for example, crane drivers, crane operators, like this, and the driver's license, the third-party inspection certificates of the crane, like this. So there's no inspection records of the crane by the third party, and the velocity certification of the crane drivers, like this, and everything. Struggle again by us. I want them, if they will get the contractor, they will demand for the contractor, please give your men the proper certifications first, velocity, TUV, and the third-party inspection certificates of your crane, excavator every 6 months. But when they bring on the site, too much problem from us. Okay? And then they said, we are very strict. But we are just following the safety regulations, that they cannot operate those equipment outside without those safety requirements. So me and the other Arabic are struggling for that until now. Okay? So that's it. Then our fire safety provision also for the preheater. Okay, for the preheater, we have some are not functioning well. We keep on emailing them, no problem. But sometimes also they don't go back to the email. Okay, they don't go back and make an action plan for that, because that is a emergency, fire emergency situation. We need to prioritize that one. And then they failed also to assess that this firefighting equipment and pipeline, sir, belongs to the UNO, utility and operations by the mechanical team. They should include that in their, in their program. That if there are damage to the pipeline, fire, water hydrant pipeline, they should give people to that. Okay, but they will give 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, even though there are leakages already in the fire water. So how can we use our fire water in terms, if there are fire potential occurrences in our site? So problem. Okay, but the email is everything already there. The what do you call this one? The request, the work request is already there. They receive there in their office, but nothing follows from their part. But we keep on doing our job, but the actions are very slow. Okay, for that. Okay, that's okay. Then workplace safety monitoring and safety inspection, we can manage that because that's our job. Every time we go to the site, we correct the unsafe actions and unsafe conditions of the workplace, and it's manageable. But there are still others who are not following. But still, we issue report daily ala tool in our email. But again, nobody reply for our email. Okay, we can just only name few that act on our safety observations like that. Okay, and then we are also struggling for this. Just so you are now here, because we are really requesting for our safety director to come, our safety manager, so that he can really voice out our programs to be raised from the top management. Because we keep on giving an ideas to them, there's no action because nobody will stand in our department. Because I have also level only, something like that. I'm focusing in the documents that I cannot go on the top to discuss with other directors, to follow me. I have level as a safety engineer on this, something like that. So we're very lucky that you are here. You can represent what really and you're writing, and you can present them later like that, okay? In the top management, okay? So that they're aware, okay? Our problem cannot go to the top, maybe only here, because sometimes also they will try to block the issue to be raised from the top management. So what really happens is not really strong, the safety in this company. Not really strong. We are just in the minimum safety compliance, but we never reach to the above safety milestone. Imagine our safety statistics go back to zero by just simply error by the manager. He was hit by the pipe because he is very closer to the pipe rotating in the mechanical workshop. But he is a manager, electrical manager. The role of the electrical manager is you will never do the on-hand job. You will give that to your supervisor. You will give that to your engineer. All you have to do is to plan, to manage your team. You will never go there and get like, do this like this. It looks like he doesn't have trust to his people to do that. I already communicate, we investigate. I already communicate to the electrical people because he's an electrical manager. They said, this manager, don't give that job to them. But they can make it, supposedly. He is the one who tried to do this like this. He's acting like all around. And then sometimes director and manager will not be like that all the time because you have your scope to manage the team, okay, to give instruction to the team, to plan. Not really going there and gir and do this and do that, and then the engineer, nothing to do. And then he was injured by that only. In our preventive action in my report, I clearly tell all the directors and the managers, if you are on that kind of position, you don't have to go anytime, anywhere in the field and do on-hand job because you have your engineer, you have your supervisor to do the task. What you have to do is to give the instruction, plan it properly, and then get them the result. That's it. Go back to the office, plan properly. It's more on the managing like this, okay? But the problem is this guy is doing like this on the field, like this too much every time. He acting everything. He acting sometimes a labor, he acting sometimes a supervisor, he acting sometimes a manager. Multiple, actions, and that can cause error because there's an overlapping of responsibility that you should not do it like this, okay? Because sometimes it can cause accident really, okay? And then really it happened. We are now goes back to zero last June 12, and then we again have 86,000 just this month, our man hours. We actually have 2,200,000 already, but they don't take care for our man hours. Okay, since I came here in 2019, and then now it's 2 years, right? So it's expected to raise the saved man hours, but it goes back again to zero because of the lack of support for these other directors from the safety department. They have the Arabic guide, but sometimes they will ignore this Arabic guide instructions. Okay? But we do our very, very best, but only the support or the commitment of by the management, something like this. Okay. Number 5, use proper walkways, roles, and access. So this is very clearly communicated to all our people that we need to walk safe access and clear access all the time. So this is manageable also because it's a workplace safety occupational inspection. Okay. Park safely. So it's already discussed. Responsibility of the senior management comment. This is really the problem because I don't have to discuss to them because this is more on management, right? I cannot discuss to them. And the people I can discuss that we need to provide them a safe place to work, a safe place equipment, and a safe resources in order for them to work safely. So this is the commitment of our top management or senior management. The commitment of our employees is to maintain those safe plant equipment, safe workplace, and safe resources given by the management. And they have also to cooperate and to attend any safety meetings, safety orientations, safety toolbox talk, something like that. Okay? And then in this plant, sir, this is a very long-term struggle for me. I always tell them to conduct toolbox talks. They don't conduct toolbox talks in every discipline. Prior to work, they must conduct the toolbox talks. Okay? I always tell them in the training, but then again, they don't do it. Okay? And then I tell them just to put 5 to 10 minutes every morning, aside from your production and progress topic, something like that. But they never include that. That's why when you see on that side, so many basic safety information or safety requirements are missing. Okay? Like that. Employees and employers' responsibility is already discussed also. Okay, participation of employees toolbox meeting and OHS trainings. We have this, but we don't have toolbox meeting. We have this training. We have training matrix, like if our training schedule like this. We have now July, October, November like this. So this is scheduled. But I want you to help us that to email them something like that. Or if you want also topics by month, you will be the one to be an instructor. If you want also, if you don't want, no problem, we can do it. Month by month, we have scheduled for the safety training. But the problem also, we struggling for the department that have less attendance. Okay, I want somebody to push them that this is very important. Send many people in the training because this is only scheduled one time in 1 month, not every day. Like this. Struggling for the attendance. And after this, sir, also, we have the meeting room. But the problem is, we have also the very good, what do you call this one? The white projector. But sometimes, when I schedule that one, nobody will go there. They prefer only to attend in the department or department training because they feel that this admin is very far and they diligently to their work and they cannot attend 2 hours, 3 hours for. I want you also to help us to at least give time if it is for example half-day training, so no problem, or 2 hours training to go to the meeting room. But this foreman and the supervisors will not really go there. They want also in the department to department training, but it couldn't be happen like that because we cannot gather them in one place. For example, I will go to the electrical. The electrical team are already there. There's no mechanical. There's no QC. There's no query. Okay? So the best thing to schedule for that is for in the admin, right? To be there. Supervisor, foreman, engineer during our training. But the problem is they will never go there because they're very busy like this in not prioritizing our training, something like that. That's why it ended up our training is only conducted department by department in their workshops. Okay, but because there are training needs, supervisor, engineer, for especially the permit to work training. This is very important for the receiver and for the issuer training. So we cannot do that all the time in their in their department. We sometimes use the formal room, classroom instruction for our engineers, supervisors, because this kind of training is not to be done all the time. This is also one time, one time in a year, and the next year refresh, like that. This is not like a manual handling training, mechanical handling training, like that can be done very often, because this is a part of the workplace job, right? But this is a safety system documentation job, permit to work. Then one time in a year, refresh on the other year, or every 6 months like this, and then we should give time, the supervisors, the engineers, and the foreman. But others are caring, but I can only count 5, 6, but not all. Okay, so this is not the way. Since I cannot also represent my voice, because I am not really on the, I cannot raise my voice to the senior management, so it ended up like that up to now. So if you will attend, lucky. If you will never attend, fine. Something like that. So, but that is not the way, because all the supervisor and foreman have their own scope of works at the field. So they have to follow the permit to work system here. So how they cannot understand how to fill up this if they have no knowledge or idea how to fill up this. Okay? So if that is the case, the safety requirements and the safety precautions will not be delivered properly to the workers, then these workers will commit unsafe actions, unsafe conditions, and then again, it can cause workplace injuries. So, because if they will follow this properly and safely, then implement this properly, okay, no need to check them seconds to seconds at the site, right? If I am the foreman, then I will follow this seriously at site. One time only prior to the job, I will comply this and kalas. Even though there's no safety every time there, every 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. If they do this and implement this by heart and seriously, then Baden's very safe. Me confident, you as a manager confident, me as an engineer confident that they are following this. But the problem is, some are not trained in permit to work. So how can I deliver the proper safety instructions to them? So like that. Okay? So now we go to the company OHS targets and objectives. We are struggling for this. As I told you, our plant safety performance are not really that going high. It's going back to 0. It's coming like this, but it goes like this because they are treating safety is not their priority. Okay? And that's the road cause in my part. Because if you treat safety as their priority, then it will not happen. We have 3 LTAs already last 2020, 2. Imagine in the 2020, the 2 LTAs happening in 2 successive days. Imagine. March 19, lost time accident. And you will be shocked. The next morning again, lost time accident. 2. In March 19 and March 20 in the same year. And we were just very lucky after that, no more. And it come back now, June 12, 2021. At least it's going a little bit, right? And I don't know after June 12 if it will go high or not. Okay? Because this guy, this Arabic safety supervisor is telling me to make an email like this. But I have already the feeling if I will make the email like this to give, say, awards for the people that we reach 2 million, like this, I have already the feeling it's too early to do that. 2 million. I think it's gonna be 5 million or 10 million man hours milestone to celebrate. But 2 million is not enough, anything can happen. And see what's in my mind already happening. Last June 12, this time accident is happening. So I'll never follow his advice, the Arabic safety supervisor, to make an email with Sultan, sir, we need to provide safety awards for the people, any token that we reach this 2 million. In my part, I tell him, no, it's not enough. That's 2 million. It's too early to give awards to the people. Like this. It should be 5 million, 10 million at least, proving to rise. Okay? And then, sir, please put on your, like this, the safety awarding. Because I always struggling for that. Safety awarding every year. They don't comply that requirement in the safety program. Please help that for us, that we need to conduct annual safety awarding ceremony to encourage and motivate the people to work safely and properly. So that They will be happy to follow the safety rules and regulations, and we have, you know what I mean. Okay, if they receive something, they will feel that they will do good for safety also, not only for the progress. But until now, I'm coming in 2019, 2 years, there's no safety hour is happening. Okay, like that. So I want you to help us for that. Okay, and now we go to the refusing unsafe work. It's already been discussed properly. Of course, this refusing unsafe work is very strict. They are following this. Though not all, but at least we deliver it properly. And then we have the hazards identification, recognition, and control. It's our job, right? But we tell them, just do the hazards identification by your own visual, even though you will not write. I mean, on the spot only, no problem. You don't write, but on the spot for your team. Because we are safety to do that by written, something like that, do our safety observations daily. So no problem. But you should also do the hazards identification in your part as a supervisor and engineer, but correcting it immediately on the spot. No need to write. And they agree again for that, but we still monitor day by day because they be agreeing in front of you, but they will not just follow. Okay. Now for this work stoppage order in case of life-threatening scenes, actually, sir, we don't have this form for the work stoppage. For example, if there is a life-threatening situation, we need to stop them and issue WSO a paper for the supervisor engineer. We don't have that one here. We are having only here the safety warning letter in breaking our safety rules and regulations, but we don't have WSO, work stoppage order. If you want to make that also, then you can make it. It's up to you. But we have the warning letter only. And we don't have also the non-conformance safety violation report for breaking the procedure. Like it. What we have now is the warning letter only, not wearing the PPE, not wearing the harness about 2 meters, for the the basic only, for the actions of the people, for the errors only. Okay, but for the others we don't have. But normally in our because I'm also working in Saudi Aramco, we have separate for the non-conformance report, for the safety warning letter, for the WSO work stoppage order. But here only one safety warning letter. Okay. And then we have the minimum safety standards. Okay, of course we are just here in the minimum safety standards. Even though minimum is still fighting for this, but at least they are following. No problem. Okay, but for the maximum we cannot expect, but from time to time we always discuss to them what is really the maximum safety standards for this. And then company policy, we teach them the company policy. For example, no late in working, because if you're late in working sometimes it can cause accidents, but then you will be hit with the vehicles outside like that. And then no sleeping in the working time, because but then the objects will fall to you, you are sleeping. Okay, and others are already working, so it's not really allowed sleeping outside. Even though that is not our concern, that's HR or the company policy, but it's still related with each other. No sleeping and working outside like this. All will be working if time work. Okay. Okay. Workplace OHSE rules and procedures. We have that here a lot. Here, principal causes of accidents, precautions, and prevent occurrence number 1 to 14. These are safety rules and regulations. It has been sent already to the department, but I don't think so if they're discussing it with their people. Okay. But we issue warning letter if they don't follow the safety rules and regulations. That's it. Okay. But I am not sure if these directors and managers are really discussing and giving this information to their people. In our part, we do it in the training, but it's really a different feeling if those directors and engineers, upon receiving the email given by us, they will discuss a little bit to their people. That's another story. Okay. In our part, we're confident, but what if their director or managers, are they giving these rules and regulations so that their people are aware? So like this, that's the question. Okay, so provision of correct safety equipment, safety devices, safety interventions, and controls. This one is not really struggle, but sometimes the problem is, I hope you can write that this one. The handrail and the guardrail is a permanent working platform. But during shutdown and maintenance activities, they will remove the top rail, the mid rail, the two board for their transport of their materials from down to top. Now, the crazy thing, they will not put back again. Okay? And then there's a lot of handrail there in the limited area. Until now, they are not putting back. So that's and we are struggling for that, especially in the line 1 raw mill substation. Okay? This manager, mechanical manager, always receiving the email, but they don't review, they don't have an action plan for this. Because this is a requirement, providing safe working platform for the people in elevated area. So that's number 1. And then number 2, sir, we have the platform. The platform, open hall. You should cover it. If they open it, cover it like this. By the way, the information is very clear, but it's just them that they do follow exactly what our program to them. So means they are not prioritizing the same, something like that. But I think enforcement is missing. Enforcement. Since we have already the manager, I think it can be improved a little bit. Okay, for that, inshallah. Okay, so housekeeping standards also is a struggle. I want you to write also, sir, if you want. Okay, we need a skip, S-K-I-P, waste skip. Waste mistalip skip for our waste segregation. For environmental management. Okay. What they did now, a report, everything has been done to Sultan, but nobody will really go to the budget, something like that. We can make an email, but for the purchase, for the skip, we will do to make an invoice, to request that we need this. They will mix, they will mix the combustible material, the barrel, the drum, the residues, chemical residues. It's crazy. And we will email, it will just be reduced, but again, it will come back because they don't follow the root cause of the problem. They don't segregate properly the wastes. They just mixed at the back of the cement mill. Line number 2, cement mill number 3. There's a lot of barrels. No problem with the barrels because they put together. But sometimes they will throw the barrels, the cans, the oil cans, together with the plastics, the cartons, the dusts. They will mix it. I told them to put a skip, at least 2 skip, and then segregate a little bit. Okay, but I don't think so with the cost issue with this company. But if there's somebody who would like to push them, I think it can be done. But I think nobody also wants to do that. Okay, but if we have the director or the manager, then he can represent our voice for that. And later we can have that. Okay, because other construction company are having that one. Waste skip like this, because the empty drum is not enough really, for sure. It's not really enough. What they do, they put the drum and then bottom it will become also full, and they will never dispose it properly because they are not having the big skip, the metallic skip. Okay, for our environmental, because we have so many solid wastes in our plant, so that's our struggle also. Okay, for the dust and noise control, we have this. For the noise control, we have this. Okay, we have this and this. Me, I set as an example. I do this on the side, but they don't follow me. No problem. But they should wear the earplugs during in the noisy area in the raw mill and in the power plant. Okay, so in the power plant, sir, I think it's very big voltage, kilovoltage. I don't know what's thousands like this. They are requesting like this because they said poor quality, something like that. And again, I already talked to the store, something like that, and it doesn't happen. And again, I will do it again. So I hope you can help us also to for them specific, because the power plant is very noisy, really. If you go there, very, very noisy. We have to weigh this. So we can issue them exclusive for them only, for the people, for the power plant there. But now, they don't have supply like this. So we need to request another like this for them. Okay? They said they have the MRP, but it's not coming back to them. How many months already? So we need to protect their ears for the safety of the people. Power plant only. Okay? Like that. And then, that's for the power plant people. Okay? I just have to tell the truth, because I have to be honest. Because it's not good. We are one team. So, permit to work. I struggled for the production team. We just right. For the permit to work system, I struggled with the production team. The mechanical team are following, the electrical team are following, the instrument team are following, but this production team, during the cleaning inside the confined spaces, okay, they don't obtain permit to work. Like this. Okay. I know the supervisor, Mr. Humayon, Mr. Sahib, like this. But these guys are not really that concerned too much with the permit to work, but other departments are following well, especially the mechanical. Okay, I found them not really that interesting in this permit to work system. But now, since shutdown in line 3, see, they are starting the shutdown last week, 2 weeks already. But now, just now, they will obtain the permit. See? Now, after this lunch, I will give to them. That is very late because they are starting last 2 weeks ago. It should not be like that. And I'm tired in doing this to them. Okay? So I will just now discuss again to them now after the lunch. What time, sir? Maybe it's already
11:45.
Okay. We still have 5 minutes. It's almost finished. Okay? So, permit to work, right? For the risk assessment, here, it's not applied. Okay? Maybe if you can help us, you will. If you will not, fine also, but we have procedures, safety procedures. We have already a lot of safety procedures. Okay, but risk assessment, nothing. Okay, since you're the manager, if you can, you will make, If no, it's okay also for us, fine. But I'm just telling you that we don't have risk assessment. Okay, but the safety procedures have. We made, I think there are 14. Because when I came here, sir, it's scratch. When I came here, it's very scratch. There's no documentations. Really, I'm struggling. Okay? And then I'm struggling also in the document at the same time in the field. But at least somebody is supporting somebody, but not all. Okay, but it has changed a little bit, honestly. Okay, because when I came here, nobody take care for this also. Okay, at least there's compliance, but we cannot have 100%, but at least it's improving like this. Okay? But I'm just telling that there's no risk assessment. Okay? So confined space works we have this one. We have the gas test here, okay, and then we have the permit to work system here, the confined space. If you have confined space, you have to check the confined space here, and then we have also the confined space gas test results here. The sign in, sign out. We made it everything, okay. But the only problem is the implementation for the most of the times the production team. Okay, but others are following. Okay, this one, this is the gas test. We made it on hand, on the field. No problem for this. Okay, so confined space, right? Working at height, safe working platform, full body harness. The full body harness also are being implemented, but I have to tell you honestly, they are still following the 1990 belt. They are not following the full body harness. I tried to voice out that one, but they still don't follow that one. The 2 hooks. Maybe cost again. Yeah, because in 1990, safety belts around the world are prohibited. The belt, because it cannot protect properly. They're just using the 1 hook, but they are not using the safe full body harness, the 2 hooks. But there are also 2 hooks, but not all. Mixing. But I want them that next time, if they will MRP for the full body harness, it should be the two hooks, the full body harness, because the other one is not approved already in the, globally, but still they're using the old style, okay, for the store. Maybe nobody is informing, no, they are not aware, nobody educate them, because the other safety also working here from very long time also, don't have really that, the certification, no Nebush, no Ayush, no something like that. He's starting also from scratch. Though he is a licensed mechanical engineer, but he is not really a safety professional when he was in the Philippines. He worked here as a safety officer from first day to the last day, meaning 2006 to 2016. He experienced only in this company. Because it's totally different, like me, I'm working in Saudi Aramco, I'm working in Saudi Kaya and something, I'm working in Taiwan, in Qatar. It's totally different if you have already, other experience globally and you have the certifications and everything, the OSHA's 18007, like this auditor, and have that. It's totally different when you have that because you are aware what's missing. But when I came here, so many missing really. Okay, but it's my job, no problem. But I'm really struggling. Okay, there's a lot of missing in the documents. See, in the cabinet. Okay, so many missing. So there's the accident and incident. There's no form, and I make the form like this. Oh my God! So that's it. I'm telling the story for this. Okay, the forms I made it. I make everything like this, and we have now a good, accident recording system because I record everything, something because I do my job systematically, proper manner, something like that. And if they don't listen, I'm hurt, and then I will find a way that when I come back again, they will follow me, something like that. And then issue warning letter like this, and they will keep on asking why you issue warning letter, and they will try to talk with me. Do not issue because it's very small. And I tell them we should be equal to everybody. Okay, we should be equal. Race, RACE, okay, culture, and positioning. Even though he is manager, we will still issue that because he commits mistakes from safety, and we should set as an example. Like that. Somebody will go here and try, please, sorry, like this. No, we need to push this because you are an engineer, you are a supervisor like this. In fact, they will go to Sultan like this and just to, to waive the violation because really is salary reduction, like this. Problem. Okay? So, me, strict by the rule, stick by the rule, and then I can adjust also sometimes. Okay, but again, we were doing our job well. It just happens that the management commitment is not just very high. Okay, and then we need also somebody to voice out what we've seen on the site, on our system like this. Inshallah, it's good that you are here. Okay, and then we have the action steps in the event of an incident emergency. We made the procedure already. Okay, they're already following. They will report something like that. Honestly, they are doing that. Okay, but sometimes they are hiding. They will never report. But it's not our problem anymore as long as we have the procedure. Okay, we keep on educating our training also. Incident and accident reporting procedure investigation. We have our training for that, and they listen carefully for that. Okay, they followed mostly, but sometimes I heard they hide like this. Especially during Friday and Saturday. I don't have work in Friday and Saturday. And we don't have safety in Friday and Saturday. So in that 2 days, anything can happen, right? So that's it. That's the time they will try to hide. Okay? But for the major, they will report. I can receive call, I will be here. Something like that. But in some times, they don't report. Okay? Like that. So, we have the procedure for reporting an incident. We have, as I told you, we have our procedure and our training. They know really, they're really aware. Okay? The first aid facilities, again, right, please. First aid facilities, we don't have enough first aid facilities. I talked